Hey, welcome back. I am really excited for you because you have a treat in store. Cynthia Rubenstein is here with me. Cynthia is a creatively fit coach. We have gotten a chance to hang out in Florida, which was so much fun. And just look at the colors all around you. I'm kind of wearing your colors too. We could
You
blend,
are.
we could merge into that owl painting. I would like to. So Cynthia, below you have a video where you take us through a super fun, easy process, creating your own Oracle card. And I love Oracle cards so much. I love how they give me a different way to look at a question I have or a situation. And they're invaluable. So I know you all will love that. But what I really want to talk with Cynthia about is her Alchemy Art Circle. And it's just the perfect illustration of women working together, women's synergy, and something you may be interested in joining. So, Cynthia, thank you for creating the video workshop below. It's lovely. And tell me how Alchemy Art Circle, how it came to be, right? Because I think we often have different ideas about how these things happen. Is there's the figuring things out, and then there's when the synergy and the synchronicity happens. And then, yeah, share a little bit about Alchemy Art Circle.
Yeah, the Alchemy Art Circle came about after, there were some of us in the cohort from the Creatively Fit coaching program that started last October. And our energies just connected. And then it really was Michelle Dummer who had this idea of coming together and bringing our energies together. So we started meeting. It was Michelle and Junko Saragi and me, and we started meeting and really thinking about what art and what creative practices really brought to all of our lives. And we had similar perspectives about looking at art and creative practices as a way to grow spiritually, as a way to deepen our intuition, to connect with our inner selves, and to really expand possibilities. So that really became sort of the mission of where we were working from. And then the Alchemy Art Circle, we really wanted this idea of a circle that to create a community. And so what we've done is we just launched. October was our first month. And we've set up around themes. So our theme for October was receiving aspirations. And so each of us offers a workshop during the month around that theme. And it has just been so magical. And we launched by doing a feng shui vision board. I have mine right here. So it's really this energy of coming together in a circle and working on simple processes, but that are really deep and meaningful. That's what a friend of mine who's part of the circle said. It's an hour and we do these processes, but she said it's so meaningful and so much comes about. So I'm really excited about this magical circle in a way that's being created. And you can come, they're all virtual, but you can have access to the recording because people's lives are busy and we're all on different time zones. So it's just I'm so excited about seeing how this grows. And you're so right about women's synergy, that sharing that energy just creates a different, I'm trying to not use the word power in my life. That's another conversation, but it brings this rich and meaningful and potent energy. Like you really feel the vibration raising and that mutual transformation as we each go through the processes. So yeah, it's really cool.
Love it.
It's a great space. Sorry, you can see I'm a little excited about
Right?
it.
Well, that's great. That's fabulous. And so for you watching, you might get curious about how collaborating with other men or women, of course, but um, collaborating with others might really strap rocket boosters to a project, or perhaps take a little of the trepidation out of something, right? I mean, Cynthia, you were promoting the creative wake up call, which I love, which is will be your workshop, right? So Cynthia's going to tell you about your free gift that you get from her, which is actually 3 free gifts, which is pretty exciting. But was there an element with you, Michelle, and Junko kind of meeting and whether it was, oh, this is hard to do on your own, or I don't get this, and then one of the others said, well, I get this, but this is hard for me. I mean, what was the problem that Alchemy Art Circle solved for you?
Well, for me, it was actually the synergy of really coming together and the support of each other. So we could work together in creating the vision, and we each come with complementary skills. So you're absolutely right. We didn't have to do all of it, as one person. And so, Michelle has just, and both Junko and Michelle are such fabulous artists. And so they share a perspective of what they bring through their art. And, Junko makes reels that are just amazing. And Michelle is really great at some of the technical stuff. And for me, I'm really comfortable being in front of a camera. And so we each were able to come from a very similar perspective, bringing something a little bit different. So there was mutual support, and you didn't feel like you had to make all the decisions on your own. We collaborated on what our vision was and what our logo was. And so there was this element of, you're right, of not having to do it all alone. But there was also something about almost like intangible of putting the energies together. So in a way, it's the ultimate, for me, definition of synergy, that we share so much of the same perspective and we're coming from the same place. And when that energy comes together, it really creates, I want to say, a real safe, supportive space for people to come, regardless of your art. I mean, I come from the place of the person forgetting they were an artist. So it's so much about the process for me and what I learned from it and what comes out through that process. So I would say collaborating just raises, I mean, we really want to create community in the world, right? And so this is one of the ways to really do it.
Absolutely love it. And there is a big theme, a overarching energy around the planet right now that is about the collective. It is making visible how interconnected we are and how we are each, like unique colors on the palette, and we're all colors, right? It's like the waves of the ocean, the waves are individual waves, right? Like, especially if you're a surfer, which I'm not, but I have an aspect of me that is somewhere in some dimension is a surfer chick, because I love surfing. But anyway, each wave is very different, and sometimes you're looking for that perfect wave, but then the wave goes right back into the ocean. And, really, as women entrepreneurs, this is a powerful energy that we can align with, that we can use to our benefit. And, what I love about all the communities, we have the Creatively Fit Coach community, and then, the bigger community in my studio, and then the Women's Synergy Collective. And it's an element that makes everything like richer, deeper, right? More saturated. I always know I have people to go to. What do you think about this or that? Or if I have a collaborative idea, I have so many people to reach out to. That feeling of support is so important. So yeah, if you don't have that in your life, which all of us at some point haven't had it, it's all good. Check out Alchemy Art Circle. Of course, we're excited to welcome you into Women's Synergy Collective. But this is, it's a big thing. It also helps us And Cynthia, if you can speak to this, I'd be curious, because what I found is at an individual level, we can start getting, nervous about showing up or getting on video, or, oh, I don't want to bother people with too many emails or whatever it is. And then we look at a friend or a sister on the other side of the screen, and we see their brilliance and we see their enthusiasm and we see their artistry, right? This, the heart and the energy they're putting into it. And we want them to shout from the rooftops. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, maybe I should shout from the rooftops too.
Well, and that is such a good point, because there is that, like you were talking about the surfer, that riding the waves of energy. And when you collaborate in this way, it's also such a good way to get out of your own head, because you have other perspectives that are maybe in alignment with yours, but are just a different take on the same thing. So what starts to happen is you get less involved with yourself. So it's not just sort of mine and what I'm putting out and people coming to me. And it really lessens, I think, in a sense that, and it's not that we don't show up fully present, and yet it really is a connection to something greater than ourselves. And so that really makes a shift. And I think it takes away some of the pressure. It helps us really get back to our purpose. That I know for the Alchemy Art Circle, our purpose, our intention is to really have this transformative space for growth, for healing, for spiritual awakening. And so now you have the group holding that energy. We're not just holding that energy alone. So when resistance comes up, when the inner critic comes up, it's not that you're giving your burden to somebody else, but there's a collective energy that holds it all. And so I think that's a really potent piece, that it becomes less about you and more about connection to this energy that I know for us that we're creating. And that's it, it's almost like palpable. You can really feel that. So the benefits of collaboration, I know sometimes we think, well, but how are we going to do it? And will it take away from me? And no, it doesn't. Like it just, and you've said this over and over again, Whitney, even with the Women's Synergy Collective, that the more we show up for each other, the more that energy comes back to us. And this is just such a beautiful way to collaborate. I mean, I just feel so grateful that the Alchemy Art Circle showed up, and I'm able to be a part of it and really offer it, because there's each of us, as we've gone through the processes, and I think some of it is the collective energy. We've all just had awakenings and received like information and messages that have just really been helpful on our own journey. So yeah, it's awesome.
That is fabulous. I love that. It's like it's easier to overcome your own resistance when you see the same resistance in someone else, right? So
Yes.
that is really beautiful. And oh, there was something you said that keeps coming to my mind and then retreating. And it was speaking to you who are watching. And oh, when you made the comment about the kind of the business becoming less about you, I want to offer that as a journal prompt. It'll be in the PDF below. When we have a balance that goes on as women entrepreneurs, it is very much an individual journey. Talking to Sarah Love during her interview, she talked about, like, I was a freedom seeker and a rebel, and I didn't want to plug into anybody else's schedule. I wanted to be able to do what I wanted, right? So we have this independent streak that wants to be free and wants to be able to make our own decisions and do things our way. And then there is the counterpart that is I am here and my business is an offering. Like, this is what's wanting to come through me. This is that unstoppable energy that I write about in 30 Days to Unstoppable. You have to
Yes.
get out of your own way in order to be unstoppable. You have to recognize the bigger theme, the bigger healing that's happening. Your circle, Cynthia, is healing the creative wounds. It's healing the sisterhood wound that Taverley speaks about in her interview. Just the times that women have been pitted against each other. And you all are coming together in this beautiful circle. Just other women entrepreneurs seeing the three of you work together like that is healing that sisterhood wound. So it's really beautiful. So as a prompt, for those of you watching, get curious, like, what for you is the bridge? Like, your individuality is absolutely shining through in your business. And we talk a lot about authenticity, and being transparent. So that's really important. That's heavy on the individuality side. And then there's the getting out of your own way, losing yourself, tapping into that big picture, that big purpose that, kind of elevates our consciousness to help us over the like computer issues and technology, the overscheduled schedules and all of that. So make sure that you're feeding both of those perspectives.
And I love just even your visual with both sides, because it's not an either or. So you still remain in your individuality, whatever that means to you, however you express it. So it's not like you're losing a part of yourself or that. And what you find instead is that expression of you-ness is supported and celebrated. So that's the other thing, it's not like, oh, if I do this, I'm gonna lose, myself or my message. No, it just is a way, in a sense, to amplify it. And I think that's been something really rewarding for me, is that it's really helped me in that sense be more authentic, grow without feeling like I'm letting go of anything. So that's really an important piece. It's a great balance. It's almost like the ultimate, in some ways, definition of synergy.
Right, absolutely. So the free gift, you'll want to click below and opt in for the free gift. You get a 3-part video workshop from Cynthia and Michelle and Junko, because I know now you're curious to meet the three in the Alchemy Circle and Art Circle, and feel free to join them, of course. Cynthia, thank you so much for creating the beautiful workshop below, and we can't wait for you all to comment and share which symbol you worked with, or your relationship to your own inner oracle, which is really what the oracle cards are doing, is giving your own inner oracle a voice. So beautiful. Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you, Whitney. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone.
Yeah, thank you all for being here. Thank you for leaning into more of what's possible for you, more of what will allow you to feel so embodied in your business and excited and lit up. That is the intention. So we will see you again very soon.